Hi, this is Module 3. The question number 1 is what kinds of early intervention programs might be effective in helping students who otherwise might experience failure in their attempts to learn to read and write. One thing that I do, and actually the thing that I read in our textbooks, was that read-alouds are really great to build background of experience and vocabulary, syntax, and comprehension. And Dixon and Smith was the one that quoted that in our textbook. And also, they help create and build a sense of story so that the students have a framework for understanding narratives. And when we go to and read informative or informational texts, this helps build with content of vocabulary and familiarity with the nonfiction structure and how a nonfiction text is structured. For example, table of contents, boldface words, indexes, glossary, things like that. But that is something that I really work hard with and some of my lower readers, and we do a lot of. Another thing is I was looking at the article Raskany had wrote, and it was Readers Who Struggle. And in that one, it talked about reading recovery, and that was a great success for students who struggle. And it talks about teaching words that are taken out from text and reads and examines words from common word patterns, and that's like your rhymes and things like that. And then sorting words by critical features. Also playful practice with words and having a word wall in your classroom. And this helps with effective word instruction. And especially when teachers are reading aloud, the way that the teachers read fluently helps with the students here and helps them with fluency development. And some of the things that I do, especially with my lower ones, not only do we do lots of read-alouds, and we also do some shared reading as well. So this helps build, especially when you read left to right, so this helps them with knowing how to read in a book. But the things that I do, and I guess this sort of pertains to the second question, is how might students who have difficulty decoding words be helped, and what roles do you think phonics should play in a program for low-achieving readers? But like I said, I am an EIP teacher, so I have lower readers in my class. And so one intervention that we do is the phonemes, manipulating them. So that means we're dropping maybe a beginning sound, but keeping the ending sound and changing it so that they can hear that ending sound. Or we drop the beginning sound and they hear the end of the word. And I don't know if I just said that, but or we drop the end of the word, the end of the sound in a word, and keep the beginning sound so that they're hearing those sounds and that they're not changing, and that you can use those sounds to decode other words if you already know them in words that you understand. Another intervention that I do is they pick up a card, and some of them have a picture, some of them have words, and this is where they are dropping and sorting, and they drop long and short vowels. So they have to tell me if they hear a long vowel or a short vowel. And when they see words, then we talk about the pattern that makes it a long vowel and the pattern that makes it short, whether it's CVC or CVC-E with that sneaky E, or it's got the CVVC for long vowel sounds. So that is something that we discuss so that when they're reading, they're able to pick this out in their reading. So those are just some interventions that I do. Also, I have a reader, 2 in my class, that really struggle with comprehension. So right now I'm doing, it's called Click or Clunk. They read a sentence to me, and then they explain what the sentence means. If they get it and they tell me what the sentence means, they get a click. If they cannot tell me what they just read and understand the sentence they just read, they get a clunk. And then I take the percentage out of how many sentences they read. And once they get the sentence task and they master the sentence part, we move to a paragraph. And then when they are able to conquer a paragraph, then we move to a story. And this sort of helps with building their comprehension. I think phonics plays a really big part in reading, and if students struggle with the phonics and the phonetic awareness, then just the hearing of the phonics, then they're definitely going to struggle with reading. And this is going to be a issue, especially when it comes to coding, because if they can't understand the phonics part, then they're going to be unable to understand how to decode that word without knowing the sounds. So phonics is a very important role, and when students lose that base and lose those basic feature or those basic phonics at the beginning of their years, and maybe they can decode words or read words because of meaning, but later on when they get in upper grades, that's where it's gonna they're gonna struggle, because they're unable to decode and hear the sounds and break apart the sounds because they don't understand the phonics part. So that is something that I really feel like that our kids really need a good ground in, is phonics, and that's what's going to carry them through upper grades and middle school, because like I said, some kids can read because they understand the meaning in the sentence and can figure out the word, but those kids will struggle if they still don't have the basic phonics. So phonics is very important with a child in their reading. So those are just some things that I do in my class, and I also saw some of the same things talked about in the article and in the book, and read alouds was one thing that was really big, and that's one thing that I do, especially with my lower readers in small group as well. So thanks.